Hi, y'all. Lindsay here, and Fearless Coaching. And I'm shooting another video today in nature. Florida is my backdrop this time, and I am so grateful to be here. So I want to deep dive in really quickly take a deep dive into change and the uncertainty that often is coupled with change or comes along with change. So I really want to explore this topic because it seems like change has always been present. Ultimately, it's really the only constant that we can really count on in our lives, whether we like it or not. But it seems like change is accelerating and coming down the pipeline faster than ever before. And I'm not exactly sure why. I have a couple of theories, but one of my theories is the availability of technology and communications and information that's available to us that was never available before. So technology really offers us this accessibility to more information, more communications with different people around the world, knowing about different events around the world, accessibility to more information than ever before. So when all this information comes in, there's a lot of change that's constantly and continually going on within us, but also outside of us. And it may seem like the change is accelerated, and that may be, or we just might have more information about the changes that are occurring in the world. So let's talk about change and how exciting and also overwhelming it can be. So, first, change really can feel overwhelming and frustrating and stressful in our lives. And a lot of this stems from this feeling of being out of control. We don't have control of what's next. We don't know what's to come. There's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what's coming down the pipeline, what our life will look like, what change will bring. And so therefore, that can really foster a lot of feelings of fear, because being out of control of what's next in our life or what's to come can be somewhat fearful because it is based in uncertainty. But what if we really transformed and shifted that perspective into one of excitement, one of adventure, one of new opportunity? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what's going to come next. I can't wait to see what the change is going to bring. And so, what if we can really focus on what we can control and then work on letting go of what we can't control, what we have no control over? Imagine how this would transform our lives in such a positive way. Imagine how we could really look at life as an adventure with excitement about change, with the excitement about the new. But this becomes challenging because we really are creatures of habit. So, again, adapting this concept of focus on what we can control and control that, and really letting go and allowing what we can't control. Also, I want to dive into this idea of adaptability. So, as we move forward and more change comes down the pipeline, it becomes more and more and more important in our lives to embrace this concept of adaptability, to grow our ability to adapt in our lives more than ever before. This makes us more resourceful. It makes us more resilient in times of extreme change. So let me give examples. So for instance, in the time of the past year and a half, many people have lost their jobs. Many people have had challenges with their health. Many people have had transformations in their family units, or their children staying home from school. And so this has really forced us to become more adaptable, more resilient, but overall, it's forced us to really embrace change. And so this is what I mean about becoming more adaptable, and this in turn builds more strength and resiliency in our own lives. So if something does fall away, or if something transforms in a huge way, we still can get up every morning and say, okay, I got this. I got this in life. It doesn't, take us to the depths of extreme emotions of depression and anxiety and fear. It really builds that courage within us to step forward, to embrace the idea of the new, and just to evolve with what's coming down the pipeline. And I really believe that this is going to become massively important for us in the future. So, how can we really embrace change? So, first, adapt this concept of change is the only constant in life, change is inevitable. Once we really embrace that in our lives, change becomes more acceptable and more possible. If we really, if we push that away and avoid that idea of change, it becomes more and more challenging to roll with it, to flow with it. So, really trying to embrace this idea of change is inevitable in our lives. Okay. So the next one is define what is within and without of your control. So control what you can, but what you can't, it's time to just let go of that. It's time to just allow, to step back and allow what you can't control and really focus on what it is you can control. What can you change in your life? What can you take control of and release what you can't? Because the more we struggle with what we can't, the more energy we use, the more exhausted and overwhelmed and stressed out we become. Next one, maintain self care routines. So, what do you do in your life that really helps you through stressful times, helps you through overwhelm, helps you through anxiety? And if you don't have any of these things that you do on a regular basis, I really encourage you to adopt and adapt to those. So, it might be meditation, it may be breathing, it may be yoga, it might be going for a run, going for a surf, taking a dance class, anything that raises your vibration, anything that lifts your emotions, anything that allows you to let go and release stress in your life and really get back into your energy and flow. And that will really help you to adapt in times of stress and overwhelm and in times of change, ultimately. So, focus on resilience is the next thing. So, I talked about this a little bit before, but about building our ability to adapt and be more resourceful in life, it makes us more resilient. So, therefore, when change comes, it's not as in our face, and it doesn't hit us as hard because we're more prepared, we're more resilient, we have more courage and more strength to walk through change. The next one is celebrate growth in our lives. So oftentimes, we push growth away, we push development away. And it's like, what if we transformed that thought process, that perspective into a celebration of growth? Growth is exciting, growth is transformative, growth helps us evolve, growth helps us become better in our lives and expand. And this is really, really powerful concept. And the last one is not always the easiest, especially for me personally and in certain people's lives. But what about this concept of asking for help? Asking for help in life from others, asking for help from our community, asking for help from our family, allowing people to support us and leaning on people in times of change and big change. So I encourage you to adapt one of these in your life. And your act of courage is to really try to transform your perspective in life in regards to change. So rather than pushing it away or avoiding it overall, how can you really embrace change? How can you change your perspective to one of excitement, adventure, new possibility, new opportunity? So, me, I love change. And as always, if you're interested in learning how to embrace change more in your life, then I would love to support you in that. And reach out to me. The link is above or below this video to fill out a contact form and schedule a free 60-minute discovery strategy call with me. And really, let's deep dive into change because change can be really exciting. It can be really fun and it can be really adventurous. And what if we really embrace this idea of when things change, it's really a necessary thing in our lives? Sometimes things fall away, but it's time for them to fall away so we can really embrace and adapt to the new. And so when the new comes in, we up level, we shift, we grow, we evolve, we expand. And this is very exciting. All right, y'all, sending you so much love. I hope you have a beautiful week. Mwah.